Welcome back to the On The Slab horror show, the show that we bring to you each and every Friday night. Why we do this on a Friday night? Because Friday night is horror night. It's a slogan so good we got to put on a t-shirt that I can't find at the minute. As you can see, I am joined by a guest here tonight. I don't have the king. She doesn't quite look like the king. She doesn't look like the Dynamo, and she definitely doesn't look like Ted, although they might have the same length hair. They're all kept away with prior commitments to work and stuff, you know, that pesky thing that pops up all the time. But tonight we're joined by a rising indie star and actress, Miss Ashleigh Amberlynn. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to come on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And I'm just going to throw it out there as we start. I said it to you off camera. That headset, top drawer.
Thank you. It's I can't be a cat without my cat ears now, can
It's one of a kind. Actually, probably not, but, yeah, so thanks for taking the time out of your day to come on. I know we kind of spoke last week,
Mhm.
and then I kind of just flew into your quick snap. Obviously, you had a bit of free time, and it's nighttime here, so
It's dark out now here too because of the winter. So
it's been pitch black here since probably about 12 o'clock your time, 1 o'clock your time.
oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been dark that long here.
So, but sure, we might as well jump straight in. Actually, how did you, or why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into acting and stuff?
Well, I've always been interested in acting ever since I was little. I can remember probably about since I was 3. I would act out movies and in my grandma's living room and everything else. So it's always been a passion of mine. Around the age of 15 or 16, I got involved with an acting agency called John Casablancas, which is actually in North Carolina, in Raleigh, and worked with the Finn Cannons a little bit, and then had to take a break. And then I was fortunate enough a couple years ago that there was a casting call for um, some indie shorts, and I auditioned and I got the role, and it got me back into the film industry, which I love and I'm so excited to be a part of again. So
You got the hunger back.
yes, and I mean life just happened, so I had to take a break, and I'm just happy I was able to get my foot back in the door.
A quote that I use quite regularly on this show from Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park: "Life finds a way."
Yes, and I love Jurassic Park too. I love it.
Wait, there's a question then: Jurassic Park or Jaws?
Jurassic Park all the way. I love
Wrong.
Blue.
Wrong.
No.
Blue isn't
There-
in Jurassic Park. Blue is in Jurassic World.
well, it's still a part of the Jurassic Park family.
Yeah, but Jurassic World was atrocious.
Oh,
Atrocious. I'd watch Jurassic Park 3 quicker than I'd watch the other those Jurassic Worlds.
well, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, we can agree on that. But I mean, Blue has my heart. You're not gonna take that away.
He's like he was one of them characters that they brought in that were like the minions. There was just one lovable side character that they used.
And now they're just like,
Yeah, like I can't say anything. My young lad has 2 blue teddies, I think.
yeah. See,
But yeah, no, it's Jaws all day, every day.
if you watch it in reverse, an incredible story about giving them back from a shark.
Yeah, he saved that shark. He saved
Yeah,
the
he
shark,
did. He did.
and he saved the tiger shark too. But yeah, so obviously getting back into acting was quite a big thing for you then.
Yes.
Was it
Yes.
was it a big decision to go back and try it again, or
No, it wasn't a big decision to want to go back. It was more so just finding a way to get back in the industry after being out of it for so long, because I had stepped out of it for about a decade probably and hadn't done anything with it. So,
nice? Well, sometimes at that age, at 15 or 16, like you have to make a decision whether it be school or whether it be work,
mhm.
or well, obviously not 16, maybe not work, but
Oh, I was working at 16.
no, but like you're not full time. You'd probably be still in school at that stage.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah,
still in school, and then once I graduated, I started
yeah,
working.
yeah. You do, but like that's just life, isn't it? Like education, as much as anyone would say, "Oh yeah, being a movie star is this or that," education's still very important in life.
It is very important. And I mean, there are so many people in this industry that you always have to make sure that you have, something else that you can fall back on as well. I always advocate for that. So,
It's not exactly an industry that you're guaranteed work in.
exactly. I mean, and they're well-seasoned people who sometimes there's not a role out there for them at the time. So,
Yeah. And then again, you see, like lately, you've seen a lot of, like, I don't want to use the word old school, like horror stars coming back to the indie scene, but like they'd be relatively big names for an indie scene movie now.
yeah, like classic, like some of the classic actors like that kind of paved the way for us.
Yeah,
You would,
take Felissa Rose.
mhm,
She went A list and then has dropped back now to coming back into horror along the indie scene and stuff, which is great to see.
mhm,
Uh,
yeah.
and then obviously in the movie that we'll talk about now in a few minutes, you've obviously got a few in there as well. Lynn Lowry's in there,
Yes, phenomenal. And she's been amazing to work with. And she's a legend in her own right, with Shivers and Crazies. So, and they remade her movie actually, which, I mean,
which the Crazies,
hmm
yeah, with Timothy Olyphant in 2010.
hmm
Yeah, I didn't mind the remake.
I didn't mind it either, but I do love Lynn.
Yeah,
She's a great actress, and working with her, just I got to have a scene with her that was really intense. It was really fun, and I was so happy. It made acting off of her very easy. Like
uh,
she's just really good at what she does.
yeah. Well, there's a reason she's hung around for so long. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not just, oh yeah, it was the 80s or the 70s or 80s, the 90s where you get typecast for maybe 10 movies and then you're not seen again.
Mhm.
Like, do you know what I mean? She's hung around. She's got however many acting credits for not for no reason.
Exactly. Like there's an entire reason. It's not out of luck. It's not out of, happens. It's because she earned it. So.
I seen a movie that she was in, and she gets shot in the face in it. Oh, she's in the woods. I can't remember the name of it now. It was funny though. It
Just
was,
just Google it. I'm sure Google knows. It's arrogant and pompous.
I'll, uh, I'll find it and I'll tell you after. Um, but yeah, I hadn't seen her in stuff for so long and any new stuff, and then I was watching. I was like, oh shit!
Yeah.
I was like, nice. But for anyone that doesn't know, that movie is due out next year or early. Well, it have to be next year now because at the time of recording, it's mid-December and it's not out. Um,
Yes. Night of the Dead Sorority Babes. It should be out. I think it's January. I'm pretty sure.
nice,
But yes.
nice.
Or at least spring. So it's somewhere around there. So
Relatively soon.
yes, relatively soon and on streaming services. So
And
and
of course,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Bayview will have a distribution of that, the Bayview Entertainment. So
Yeah, it's a big distribution company too, as well. So fair play to you for getting in there. Obviously, director S.J. Herman in there.
yes, and he's wonderful as well. So it was
We
it was awesome to work with everyone.
we've been trying to line up a show for a while and just never quite got dates in line.
Oh no.
Um, but it's a stellar cast. Obviously a former guest on the show as well. Anna Clary's in there. Um,
Yeah, such a sweetheart. We
yeah,
have we have
she's a
all
legend.
three A's from North Carolina, Ashley, Angel, and Anna.
Angel is another
Mhm.
absolute top class talent.
Yes,
Again,
Miss Angel Bradford.
another person that we've tried to line up a show with, and it's just never quite got over the line yet.
Oh yeah, she's so busy.
We'll get there. Now she's in like every indie movie I've watched in the last 2 years.
Yeah, she's definitely very sought after.
Yeah, and she's talented director too.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah, she has a really good eye. I mean, I feel like, being on both sides helps as well. Like when you can be an actor and then you get to go to the other side, you kind of already know what you're looking for.
I'm not
So
wrong as well. I think she does special effects. Am I right with that?
she
And
does.
do
Because she did some of the special effects for Night of the Dead Sorority Babes.
nice,
Mhm.
nice. Just a jack of all trades.
Absolutely.
Obviously, then like we've mentioned Lynn Lowry, we've got Jessa Flux in there as well.
Hmm.
Kelsey Living Good as well. Seen her, she's
Hmm.
in loads as well.
She is. She's in a lot coming up as well.
Yeah, and then another one that I've seen quite a lot as well is Mia Katz.
Yeah, I loved Mia. I have not seen her in quite as much, but I've been like looking up stuff because she's just the goofiest, silliest, funnest person. She's so sweet
Nice.
and very talented. She does a lot of stage,
Oh,
like theater as well. So
I don't think I don't think I've ever been to the theater.
no, you've never like seen a play or anything?
No.
Oh, well, it's definitely a different kind of acting. It's definitely like bigger and more I say it's more theatrical, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to get it right on the go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you don't have a take two on
it's
stage.
probably harder in a way.
Absolutely.
Uh,
I would say so. Most definitely.
But that's for a different set of people. I'm not. My missus has been a couple of times in the last 2 years to the theater. I'm like, nope, not
Fair
for
enough.
me.
I actually just went to a show in New York on Broadway and it was good. So I try to catch one every time I'm up there.
Nice,
So.
nice. So how far is New York from you then?
Um, if I drive, it's Manhattan itself is about 9 hours.
Oh Jesus, good
But
luck.
a plane but a plane ride, it's only like 2 hours, maybe less.
So you know you can drive from the top of Ireland to the bottom of Ireland in like 6 hours.
That's not bad. That's about how far it is from one side of North Carolina to the other, like from the east side to the west side.
Yeah, but that's a state. I'm
I
talking about
know.
driving to the top of the
I know.
country, bottom of the country.
I know. That's why I'm like, that's not bad at all because that's the whole country.
And I think you can drive from Dublin to Galway, which is east to west, in like 3 hours.
That's incredible.
Uh, We're only small.
I
But
would love to see Ireland one day, but I just got to get over there. That's the hardest part for us.
the expensive part.
The flights are crazy ridiculous to get anywhere outside of America.
Yeah, you seem to get flights that are relatively cheap interstate, inner country, like don't you? Like from one state to another.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a little cheaper. But I
yeah,
found out recently it has a lot to do with the fact a lot of airlines over there, they're owned by whatever country, so it's a little cheaper.
nice.
Yeah, we don't have that over here. They're all private. They're all privately owned.
Yeah,
So,
I think Ryanair is semi-state and Aer Lingus is semi-state.
ooh,
I'm not sure. Again, something I wouldn't have a clue with.
I live here. I don't even have that big of a clue either.
Yeah, it's an absolute shithole of an airplane. Anyway, I know that
Whew, yeah.
they're tiny.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not a fan of too big or too little. Not with the planes.
You're making it hard not to make a joke here. Um,
Goldilocks.
yeah, right in the middle. Oh no! I told you the jokes were
All
going to
right.
come at some stage.
I need a fan. It's winter over here and I need a fan.
Um, okay, so back to it. What was your experience on Night of the Dead sororities like?
Uh, so the best way I could describe it is it honestly was like being in a sorority. We shot in the house that we were actually staying in.
Nice.
So we didn't have far to travel to set. That was nice.
That's a roll out of bed 1 minute before take go.
Oh, maybe a little bit more than 1 minute. You know, you have to get your makeup and everything done. But
One
but
minute before having to be there.
exactly. Basically, and you can just kind of stay curled up until they're like, "Hey, everyone on set." So
I'm not coming today.
you have no excuse not to come at that point.
I can't make it.
So
It's snowing out.
it was actually snowing when we shot the proof of concept. So if you look at the proof of concept, which is like the like I guess the like teaser pilot kind of thing before we did the actual feature film, there's snow on the ground.
Nice. Well, I
So
mean,
yeah,
it is what it is, isn't it?
yeah. And
But
I love the snow, so it was nice for me. We don't get it a lot in North Carolina. We get slush and ice, and that's
yeah,
it.
that's worse. Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
get,
Yeah.
and we don't we
Oh,
don't we don't get it all that often.
fair enough.
Yeah,
We
but
have a lot of gray weather.
yep, I know that feeling. It's dark, it's dull all the time. Um, but yeah, so how did you go about getting cast in that?
I actually I saw the casting call on a group in on Facebook, and I did the audition. They sent me the sides for it. I sent it in, um, hoped for the best, and they called me back. So
Did you
that
say that
was
they sent you the size for it?
the sides, like a portion of the script, like
Oh,
to read.
I was gonna say the size. I was like, wow.
No, not like the wardrobe size or anything. Sorry.
What happens? You have to be 5'1". You have to be this.
Oh no, I'm 5'2". Darn it.
Oh dear. I'll stand on the belt sander. Uh,
That's
tr-
one way to make yourself shorter.
trim down a bit.
Oh no, just make my hair flatter. Just
Just take
slouch.
the headset off.
Yep, right. Just
Uh,
no ears.
um. So you just seen it on Facebook and went in
Oh,
it.
well, I saw it on a casting call group, yeah, on Facebook. So it was a private group that you had to be in. So yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, I mean, like, how did that feel for you then? Obviously, getting the call back to say you got it, and then you realize that the likes of Lynn Lowry and stuff are in there. You're like, Jesus.
I was ecstatic. I wasn't even like aware that that was happening, and I was just like, no way. I was like, wait, what? Like it was just these two word like responses of, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Like what? And then I went to bed, woke up, pinched myself, and found out I wasn't dreaming. So
Nice.
it was awesome. It was definitely a really like rewarding moment. So
Nice. Well, I mean, like, for a a young actress like yourself coming up to work with somebody that's that established and that much of a legend in the genre must just be so fulfilling and a moment where you can realize and be like, I can learn a lot from watching her do what she does, even if she's only in it say for 5 minutes. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet. Um,
she's definitely in it for more than 5 minutes. I can promise you that.
no, but do you know what I mean? Sometimes you'll see, say, indie movies where they'll have people come back and they're only in it for a few minutes, but like
Yeah.
for the experience to work with said person for
Yeah, no,
for that
the
time.
the experience was amazing, and it was such a great like learning experience because I got to work with her very close in certain scenes, and especially there's this one scene, I don't want to give anything away, but um I never thought that I would be so excited to be on the receiving end of something bad from someone. So it was just really awesome. I loved having the scene with her, and it was amazing. She's so easy to act off of because she's such a great actress. So, I mean, when you have someone that talented, it's so easy to give a matching performance back, in my opinion. You know, it
Ta-
makes your job a lot easier.
Game bounces off game, huh?
Exactly.
Uh, I mean, if someone's just phoning it in, why shouldn't everyone else do it? Do you know what I mean?
Huh?
When someone just phones in a performance, you're like,
Hmm.
okay, it's kind of hard to just get anything from them, so it's just kind of like flat.
Yeah,
But when
exactly.
someone's as good as that and continues to produce,
Just nail it.
like I've seen a lot of bad movies over the years, but there's certain people that show up in those movies, and like I'm not taking anything away. You want to phone it in, you can go phone it in. Look at Bruce Willis.
I'm not a big fan of his, unfortunately. It is
No,
what
but
it is.
like all right, he had the likes of Die Hard, and he had a couple other good ones when he was
Hmm.
a bit younger. But then he found every job in for years.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like,
Yeah. But then you get people say like Lynn, say like Felissa Rose,
mhm.
that are consistently doing it over a period of years where they're not phoning anything in and they're taking every X, Y, and Z movie that's been given to them and crushing it every time.
Exactly. Like it shows like people who are actually passionate, I feel like, about their craft versus people who get somewhat complacent and kind of rest on their name.
Absolutely. Like Bruce Willis, and I will always go to Bruce Willis, and people will be like, "Oh yeah, but he's sick." I don't care. Well,
Yeah.
I do care that he's sick, but like,
Well, I didn't even know he was sick. He's sick?
oh yeah, he's got asphyxia. He can't talk anymore. He's got like vascular dementia or something as well.
Oh
Like he's
no.
retired from acting,
Oh no. Well, that's sad. But no,
but
I didn't even know anything about it, to be honest.
you don't take away from the fact that he found movies in for probably 20 years of his career.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage done the same, but he's reinvented himself again now.
Yeah. I've seen a few movies with Nicolas Cage in it, not too many.
Oh, you're not a movie fan then, really, are you?
I am. I just have a different taste.
How can you be
I'm
not
a
like
huge
Nicolas Cage? He's
I
like
don't
the greatest actor that found in every job. Just look
um
at the
I,
Wicker Man.
I've never seen it actually.
Oh, you don't need to watch the remake. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so bad. Uh,
Oh no. Is it?
it's awful. Awful.
A lot of remakes are bad, in my opinion, but that's my opinion, and everyone has one.
I wouldn't disagree with you, and neither would most of the lads. But there are a
Yeah.
few. When they are good, they're good.
Yeah, exactly. And when they're not, they're not. And luckily, the originals are still around.
2010 had one of my favorite movies remade, and it was fucking atrocious in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yeah, no, I was not a fan of that remake at
Oh,
all because so Robert Englund was my first like favorite like horror icon.
nice.
So to like sit there and have Freddy and it's not Freddy.
It's like you ordered Freddy Krueger off Wish.
Yes, exactly.
Now, don't get me wrong, I like Jackie Earl Haley, and I thought his voice was quite good.
Yeah, but
But
it's not.
the movie tried its hardest to be something different, and then just
Yeah.
fell back on itself, and I was like, ugh. It was
I
awful.
watched it once and for me it's like the tell of a good movie is the rewatchability.
I I actually went to see it in the cinema twice. I walked out the first time, and I was like, I loved that. And then I got home, and I was like, did I like that, or did I like the fact that it was a new Nightmare on Elm Street that I got to see in the cinema? And then
That's a fair
I
assessment.
went again the next day, and I walked out of it, and I was like, nope, I hate it. I hate it.
Mm,
And I've watched it once since, and I'll probably never
that's
watch it
fair.
again.
Yeah, like I mean, and it just happens sometimes, and sometimes it's of no fault to the cast or anything like
Oh,
that. It just sometimes it just doesn't land, you
like
know.
like
So,
Rooney Mara is a fantastic actress.
mhm.
Um, Kyle Gallen was just Kyle Gallen. He's just awesome.
Yeah, it's just
Jackie Earl
some.
Haley, Clancy Brown. Like it wasn't a bad cast. The movie was.
No, it wasn't. It's just the movie just sometimes it's not going to do what it's supposed to or what people want it to. So it's just,
I mean, in terms of horror, that's probably going to be the hardest character you will have ever had to remake.
I wouldn't want to have to step into those shoes,
No, no.
honestly. Like, I wouldn't want to try and fill that.
I'd
So,
if someone wanted me to do that, if I was an actor, like a top class actor, I'd want a lot of money because I know the hatred that's going to come with it.
yeah, it's kind of like, do you want your career to end now or later?
And poor old Jackie Earl Haley hasn't done much really since.
Oh,
Well, he's done some bits, but not to the level he was, and I was just like, nope.
yeah. Yeah, because I feel like sometimes, it's just you get too bad of a review, it can just kind of crush it, you know?
Oh yeah, it was game over really.
Yeah.
But obviously your movie hasn't come out yet. That one anyway.
Not quite
I
yet.
I will be getting to watch it probably in the next day or two. I was supposed to watch it yesterday or this morning or this evening, but obviously we I mistakenly mistake the time.
It's okay. It's okay. It happens.
Um, there's another one that I seen you were in that I've been trying to get my hands on because we don't get a whole lot of indie movies over here.
Mhm.
So it's harder to get. Normally, I have to get them sent to me by people. The
Mhm.
Forest Hills, the Scott Goldberg one.
Yes, The Forest Hills, it is amazing. And he's actually got a new project coming up as well. But The Forest Hills was awesome. As you know, it was Shelley Duvall's final film. They brought her back.
Yeah, I know. I
Um,
seen that. Yeah.
yeah. I wasn't too heavy in a part of it, but I was, fortunate enough to be a part of it. So that was very awesome. And during the premiere, we got to actually talk to her, and it was via satellite because she had a lot of health problems, but
Oh, she
um
didn't. I didn't know she didn't attend the premiere too. I knew she was in ill health at the time.
she did, but just virtually because
Yeah.
the premiere was in New Jersey, actually at Kevin Smith's theater, if you know Kevin Smith.
I seen the photos. All right.
Yeah. And so she was there, but it was through video, like through Skype. Because
She was
she
there in
just
spirit.
Yeah, and I mean, and physically, visually, she did the questions and everything, and she got to see it. But her health, she couldn't travel like that, and to get from where she lived all the way to New Jersey, it just
It wasn't viable.
it wasn't possible. I mean, they had to send a very small crew to go down to where she lived to film her. So,
I had read that somewhere on Facebook. I
mhm,
was reading someone said that it was done kind of privately with her bit.
yeah.
And I think it was Scott himself. It was actually on Instagram. I was reading after she passed
Mhm,
away. He put it up,
mhm.
and it was a real touching piece. I was like, nice, nice.
Yeah, and I'll never forget one of the things someone had asked her at the premiere, do you want to come back to, making more films and back to horror? And, she was very much so excited, and she said, I would love to. I'd love to come back, especially when, the crew treats me so well, and that, they're so kind, and the story's really good. So like I just love that she had a really good experience as well. And
What
it's a
what
great movie.
what was your experience like on screen or on
Um,
set even?
so it was very brief. It was very quick. I loved everyone. I got to be a part of a lot of the ritual, like when I don't want to give too much away, but when there's like rituals going on, you can find me there and stuff like that. So I'm a part of kind of the mystique that's going around everything. And I mean, both Scotts. There's two Scotts. They're both great to work with. Scott Goldberg is amazing. Like I said, he's coming up on a new project here soon, and it was wonderful.
Sign you up, hint hint.
Wink. But yeah. So,
Um,
and
as I said,
Chico Mendez, he's funny. He's hilarious. Uh, um, as well as Edward Furlong. I was like, why can I not? Why is his name eluding me right now? But no, everyone was great.
Edward Furlong's in it, is he?
Yeah, yeah. we
Right,
got
he's
the we got a whole bunch of people coming back.
trying to make up for the Crow too. It's a touchy
Well,
subject.
I was gonna say, let's not talk about the Crows, both of them, two and the remake. Um,
And three.
three. There's a third. I didn't even know about that one.
Was it the City of Angels
Oh.
and one of the other ones, and then the Skarsgård one.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Skarsgård one yet. I haven't seen that one.
You
It
know
just
what?
came out. I know that
It
much.
wouldn't be too bad if they didn't use Eric Draven's name. Like they just went with one of the other Crow characters
Oof.
because there's like
See,
there's five.
I hadn't paid any attention to kind of if they were using like the same characters' names or
Oh,
what.
yeah,
Oh
spoiler.
no.
Yeah, it was.
Oh no.
Remember what we were saying about Freddy Krueger? That's another character that anyone that played him was going to get hate.
Yeah, when I heard about it, I was like, I love Skarsgård. I really
So do I.
do. And, I was nervous. I was scared. I knew I wasn't gonna go see it, honestly. I'll probably watch it when it comes out on streaming.
I think it's out now. Well, it is over
Oh,
here
is it?
anyway.
I know. I'll have to see if it's on streaming then, because I thought it had just hit theaters.
No, no, sure. It came out in June or July.
Goodness, I guess I'm late then. I might have seen the announcements of it going straight to to streaming then, because I thought that they were just advertising for it about to come out.
Mm.
Hmm. Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, as I says, it wouldn't have been that bad if they didn't use Eric Draven and Shelley's name and
Yeah.
went with one of the other characters. But alas, they went with it and tried it, and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good action scenes in it. There is some good action scenes.
That's good. It again, it's one of those roles where it's divisive. It's like if you pick it up, it can really do great things or to harm, and I don't know. So,
Well, Skarsgård's had two of those remakes now for me that haven't hit.
oh, which ones didn't hit for you?
It
Just
didn't hit at all for me.
not at all, not at
No.
all.
Part one was good. Part two was terrible.
I
If
was
it
say
was,
I remember part one for the most part, and it's funny because I actually have an It like movie poster in my bathroom. So if anyone's afraid of clowns, they can't go in my bathroom.
um,
But I was running out of wall space, and I was like, that's the perfect place to put it because we all float down here.
I actually, my missus only bought me a plaque for the wall. So as you come into our house, into our apartment,
Hmm.
we have a long white wall, and I'm turning it into a horror wall, and she bought me a plaque that says "We all float down here."
Oh, that's awesome! I love it.
Um, but yeah, that part two was atrocious. If it wasn't for Bill Hader, that movie would
I
have
love
flopped
Bill
so
Hader. I love Bill Hader.
it
He's
literally
hilarious.
would have flopped so bad. And then The Crow was another one. And then
Yeah.
we'll get our third remake of the year from him this year with with Nosferatu.
Oh yeah. I've heard good things about it, but I don't know.
The trailer just dropped with his voice in it and how he speaks.
He said that he learned to speak like an octave lower for this role.
I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued because I'm just like, you're gonna mess up your whole voice box.
Uh,
So
I
I'm
mean, if you're gonna give that movie to anyone, I probably would have picked Robert Eggers myself to do it. He's
okay.
just that good.
Yeah.
I think he could make watching a stick grow uh,
Interesting.
entertaining. Yeah, he's that good.
And see, that's what you want people to say.
Yeah, and now watch as I go to see it, and it's atrocious.
Oh no.
So a couple of other movies. Now I haven't seen them because
Mhm.
they're as it is. It's hard for me to get indie movies, and I don't like
Yeah,
illegally getting them.
that's fair. Thank
So
you. Much appreciated.
uh, the Virginia Bitches.
So, that is actually it's renamed, it's Devour. Um, but it is actually um, by the second half of the people who did The Forest Hills. So there was Scott Goldberg, and then
Scott B.
um,
Hansen.
yeah, and then Scott Henson, and then so he's making that down in Georgia. So they're a little bit different ways away, but yeah, and that has a stacked crew as or cast as well. So
I'm just looking at it here.
yeah.
Jeez, there's a fair few, all right.
I don't know if you know the Butcher Babies, like it's a band, but Heidi, the lead singer, is one of the leads
Not a
in the
clue.
movie. Fair enough.
Not a clue. I'm not.
Fair
I'm the
enough.
wrong. I'm the wrong person to ask about music.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Um. Not a music person. Yeah. There's a good cast in there too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and there's a really good cast. There's Chelsea Lesage. She's in quite a lot of things, and she's a star in her own right. And we've got Gavin Wild. He actually is in The Righteous Gemstones. So
Nice, nice.
yeah,
And then another
they're
friend of
all
the
hilarious. They're all
another
fun.
friend of the show, Corey Cowley's in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
we tried to line up a show with her, and we just never quite got there either. But there's also a guy here in the picture that looks remarkably like a young Doug James. James,
Who?
you know, the guy from King of Queens.
The main guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Your man Joshua M. Hancock looks exactly like him when he was younger.
Hmm. Let me see.
Hmm.
I can't remember. I can't like put it right now.
I'm just looking at it here on IMDb.
Let's see.
He's
Now
one of
you've got me curious.
he's one of Adam Sandler's mates.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. You're right. He does.
Oh, yeah.
He does. But yeah, no, everyone was a lot of fun on that, and um the creature creation on that film is phenomenal. I will say that much. I was face to face with an amazing like 30-foot werewolf. So that was
Oh,
awesome.
is the premise of that out, or
It
you?
is.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is. It is. That's not a secret. I'm not saying
Oh,
anything that's
all
not
right, all
already
right.
out there.
I'll definitely put that in just to see. So,
So yeah, no.
30-foot werewolf.
Mhm. Yep.
Look, giving Neil Marshall a run for his money with his dead dog soldiers werewolves.
Or I think it was 30 foot. It seemed like it was. It was
Um,
huge. I was just like this. I was like,
well, how tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
When
So
you made that joke earlier, you're actually 5'2".
yes, I actually am
Oh.
5'2".
So
So
anything over 6 foot looks huge.
it, yeah, pretty much. I'm just like, wow.
Hello.
Like, oh, how's the weather up there?
That's
So
it. That's a good one.
it could have been like 15, 12, something, and I would have been like, oh.
Uh, you're big.
Like, wow.
Um. So when is that one due out, or is that
um,
still filming?
they they're just they I think they just finished wrapping up, and I think it should be coming out next year, like mid-year.
Nice, nice.
So yeah.
I'll keep an eye out for that one. I love an old werewolf movie.
Yes. I don't think it's entirely about the werewolves or anything like that. So there's a lot of other
Even if it's only in there for a few minutes, I'm all in. Love an old werewolf movie. We don't get enough good ones.
true. I will say werewolf movies are some of the hardest to make really, really well. So
It's because yeah, if you get the transformation wrong, you're fucked. If you get the look wrong, it's game over.
it's doubly fucked.
I think that's
Like,
why there's not many of them that are that good.
yeah, and because and for me too, zombie movies, I'm very picky over my zombie movies.
Mm.
Um, so I think werewolves and zombies, they have the biggest, and vampires. Like, I'll pretty much watch anything that has ghosts or witches or stuff like that. Like, I love those enough. Like, but I'm super protective over certain creatures where I'm like, it's got to be good.
I'm a huge creature feature fan now. Like that'd be my go-to subgenre.
What's your favorite creature? Like, category, I guess.
In terms of, like I see, I'm real weird when I have like that. I'll have different like ones for different animals. So like if I have
Ah,
animals, I'm obviously gonna go Jaws.
nice.
If I've
Well, I
got
guess what's your favorite like category of creature is, I guess, like to
animals,
watch? Animals?
it's probably more so because it could probably happen.
I like that. I do love movies that lean on the more so side of like it could happen.
Like Jaws, okay, can't happen. Well, it probably could happen the way it happened, but
I was gonna say it could. It's more
yeah,
realistic than a lot of things.
it is, yeah. And like you've seen one shark attack like 8 people in so many states and whatever, but
Yeah, I
um,
feel like there actually was a recent story of a shark somewhere in some sort of
it was
weird
it
lake.
was in Australia, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like there was one somewhere. Yeah, where it wasn't where it was supposed to be. Was that Australia? It was like in a lake where it wasn't supposed to be.
Oh no, the one that it was like 2015 or 16, like a great white killed like 8 people on some coast of Australia over the space of like 5 days.
Oh my
Went
gosh.
went off the rails.
Oh no, it was hungry. Someone feed it a Snickers. It's not
Yeah,
itself when it's hungry.
that's a good one. That's a good one. Um, yeah, no, I do must say now, werewolves will be one for me as well. Like if it was got encrypted,
Hmm.
werewolves are just phenomenal. But it is a shame that there's not many good ones.
Yeah, most definitely. Like it can become tacky so quickly.
Like Dog Soldiers is my favorite werewolf movie and one of my all time favorite horror movies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's better. It's for me. It's uh, better than American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
Like,
All
like
right.
I'd have it a good bit ahead of American Werewolf in London.
All right. All
Mhm.
right. I'll have to
Thro-
give it a rewatch and see
Throwing it
and see.
throwing it out there.
I'll
Uh,
have to give it a rewatch and see.
I'll tell you what. Then before we close out, we'll run a few quick fire questions and see where we
Okay.
go.
All right.
Give me your top 5 horrors.
Like top five horror movies.
Yeah, doesn't have to be in order.
All right. Definitely Child's Play. Um,
Oh, you've lost me already. You've lost me already. Lost me
no,
already.
no. Oh, I love Child's Play. Do you not like the doll aspect?
Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't mind. Like for years, I thought I'd seen it,
Mm-hmm.
and seen. And I'm pretty sure I did see it somewhere along the way, and didn't like it. But I only rewatched 1 and 2 3 weeks ago for the
Mm-hmm.
first time since I was probably about 12, and I was like, it's not as bad as I remember,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still like, eh.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, so all right, we've got Child's Play. I love the original It, Tim Curry. Tim
Oh yeah,
Curry is one of my top actors of all time.
I've got the little balloon in there. Wait, turn that way.
Yes, yes, I see him. I
It's
see
there,
it.
it's there
Yes,
somewhere.
yes. And then it's funny because you had one of the other ones up there. The Scream. Yes.
Oh, this
Yes.
I got that done on Friday.
On Friday?
Yeah,
Oh, it does look kind of fresh, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Yes, I love it.
yeah.
And
Hadn't seen that until lockdown either. Thought I'd seen it when I was younger. Watched
you
one. I watched the first one during lockdown, and I was like, "Yeah, I've never seen this before."
yeah, I actually had a friend text me a few weeks ago saying that they had just started watching it. And I was like, what took you so long? You're
Now,
my age.
I'd 100% sure I'd seen it, but when I sat
Mhm.
down to watch it, I was like, "Yeah, I've never seen this before," or I had no
Yeah.
recollection of watching it.
I wonder if maybe you watched Scary Movie too, or
That's what one of the
Scary
lads said to
Movie,
me. That's what one of
because
the
they
lads said.
parodied it.
Yeah, and there was so many of them. There was Shriek. I know what you did last Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Well, they'd done it, and there was a few other ones. Now, I obviously knew who the killers were because it was
yeah,
everywhere. But there was parts of that movie I was like, "What is going on here?" I was like,
yeah. No, I loved that '90s kind of horror genre in general,
"Oh,
where
the 90s horror was quality.
it was top tier. It was some of the best. Like I loved it.
Not quite 80s horror, but
Yeah, it was a different type of horror.
yeah,
It was really good. And now I feel like my generation of horror is just the remake generation. So,
yeah, it's a shame that, isn't it?
like there's better indie horror now than there is mainstream horror in my opinion. Just because most mainstream is mostly remakes and most of the remakes are not that good.
Do you know what? If it wasn't for the last year and a half in horror, I'd have
Hmm.
tended to agree with you there.
Fair enough.
The
Fair
last,
enough.
the last year and a half of horror has really revamped horror going to the cinema. Now, I love the fact that indie horror is still top tier,
Hmm.
but there are some really good big budget horrors out there now.
Yeah, I'll have to get back into them because I did like stop paying attention to a lot of the horror movies
I
because
don't blame you; they were dreadful.
I spent a lot of time like watching these movies and they were all just such a letdown. I was just like,
Yeah,
so, but yeah,
you go
okay,
you
so
go in, you go in, and you sit there, and you're like, "Oh, I've seen this story before."
yeah, it's like, oh, I'm not one who likes to be able to tell what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't try to. So when I can actually guess what's going to happen, I'm like, well, this isn't fun. You know,
It's worse because they all seem to stick to that one way of doing it.
formula.
Yeah, it's oh yeah, you go off right. There's your group of people. You've
Mm-hmm.
got a stoner or drug user. You've got
Uh-huh.
the couple. You've got the promiscuous girl. You've got
Mm-hmm.
the jock, and then the hippie.
Always.
Yeah, and usually, the couple are gonna die because they're gonna get caught having sex.
Always,
The
yeah.
the the guy who's smoking weed is gonna get killed because he's outside by himself. So I mean,
Smoking a joint.
as you do, at least you go
As
happy.
you do.
But yeah, they ran that same formula for years and years and years, and there was nothing wrong with it.
No, but you got to do something to keep it interesting.
That's what I think when Eli Roth done Cabin in the Woods, or no, sorry, not Cabin in the Woods, Cabin Fever.
Mm-hmm.
That one when they let the stoner guy survive till the end, I was like, yo, he's gonna make it.
He's like, I won. It's like, nope.
He did not make it. What happened? He fucked up. Um,
You did what you're not supposed to do.
but that's what I love about certain movies, like Cabin in the Woods.
Hmm.
Josh Whedon done a hell of a job with that, and he threw all the tropes in and still swerved it.
Yeah, like it's good when you can do that and it still stays interesting. Like
Absolutely. Right, go on.
because
We got two off you.
yeah,
Child's
too.
Play.
Child's Play, Scream,
Oh
and
no,
then
it was the other one. So
it
that's great.
and then definitely the Nightmare on Elm Streets minus the remake. I don't we don't
Yeah, that's not that. We won't talk about that. Don't talk
wait
about it.
talk about what?
Exactly.
Um and then I do love the Saw movies, like from a newer generation. I like them because I like the aspect, and I know that's a very divisive set of films to like, but I
Who
don't
is it for?
typically like that kind of like gory stuff, like kind of like the whatever it's called. I don't remember the genre it's called, but like
Torture porn.
I guess, but I don't
See,
consider it that. But
I don't put it into that either.
I don't either, but a lot of people do. But I like it because I like the thought aspect of it. Like, how bad do you want to live? Like, he always gives you a choice. It's always something you can kind of get out of.
Live or die, you decide.
Yeah, yeah. And so I do love that aspect of it. And it is very much so something that could happen.
Absolutely. Like everyone that tells me, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Saw's touch porn." It's not at all. In any way, shape, or form.
Uh-uh.
It's more of a psychological thriller than you see.
That's the way I took it as, but I was like, well, maybe I'm just a
Like
little too fucked up.
the deaths in Saw that you see
Hmm.
aren't nearly as bad as people make them out to be.
Mm-mm.
I
They're
mean,
really not.
like you compare the deaths in Saw to the deaths in Hostel. Do you know what I mean? And like everybody knows Eli Roth is what he is when he does when he directs films.
Hmm.
But there's no comparison in terms of gore and stuff.
Mm-mm. There really isn't.
And there's more of a
And
story to Saw than there is to Hostel. I'm not a huge fan of Hostel.
no, I've seen Hostel a couple times, and you know,
I
I've
went to see them in the cinema.
oh, that's cool. I did not see it in the cinema, unfortunately.
I was like 14.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I just saw them on DVD.
I seen Saw in the cinema as well. Saw one
Nice.
at 12 or 13. It was 2002. I was 12.
Yeah, no, I would not have been allowed in. I wasn't quite old enough. Let's see,
Yeah,
92. And
yeah.
see, my birthday is at the tail end of the year. It's the last week of the year. So
You're 2 years younger than me.
yeah. So yeah, no, I was 10. They definitely would not know.
Yeah, well, see, we knew people in Bray Cinema, so we had to wait till like all the crowd was gone, go up and see who was on the door, and be like, yeah.
Ah, yeah. So you're just like, mm.
But me and my friend went to see it, and there was only four people in the cinema. I'll
That's
never
funny.
forget. There was only four of us in the cinema, and at the end when he stands up off the ground, the whole cinema, the four of us just kind of, what the fuck was happened?
Yeah, no, I think that was like the biggest reveal that I had seen in a while. I was just like,
Yeah, it was one that nobody expected.
mm-mm.
And
Like,
It's amazing when you look at Tobin Bell, got paid for 2 weeks to lie on the floor and became a fucking horror icon.
Exactly. And like they shot it really quickly too.
Yeah. There wasn't much to it really.
No, they were just kind of in one room,
And then obviously the offset stuff, if you
Yeah.
once you're finished with Tobin Bell and Carrie Yules and Lee Wennell,
Yeah.
like everything else could have been done sporadically.
Exactly. Like it didn't have to be,
It is
all
what it
put
is. Yeah.
together. Yeah. So, and it was really good. It shows what can be done with very little, but a lot of creativity.
What did you think of Saw 10?
Saw 10, not
The
as
late
good
one.
as the original ones, like as the newer ones. I loved it, and I loved how it told the story, but I like the build up to it. Like I like the other movies better.
Oh no, I'd have Saw 1 at the top.
Hmm.
Now Saw 2 is personally my favorite to watch,
Yeah,
but I'd have Saw 1 and then Saw 10.
nice.
And then 2 after that, and then whatever
Hmm.
way they go from there.
Yeah, I have the whole film set somewhere over there. I'm a big like physical media person, so if I like it, I'll grab it on physical media because I
Like, I,
never want to have to
I
constantly pay for something.
I used to. I had over like 1,500 before we moved. So we moved from a house to an apartment there in
Hmm.
last November. So I got rid of them all.
Oh,
It was tough, but
my heart broke a little.
had to be done. I had nowhere to put them.
That's fair. That's fair. I would have started making shelves and just
I'll just
tack them
take
on the
I'll
walls.
take the apartment next door and just have that.
Just get a storage building for all of them.
But like I saw was brilliant. The
Yes,
storyline was so strong too the whole way through.
it was, and you just don't expect a lot of it at all. Like I wasn't expecting, the like the pregnancy aspect of it and everything else, and then the losing the baby and like how when all of that finally came out, it was just like,
Although
what?
the worst de-aging I've ever seen in any film came in Saw. They just had
Oh
Tobin
no.
Bell put the hat on back to front. I was like, what is even going on here?
They said, we're gonna do it this way. We don't care.
I mean, like it's better than trying to de-age him and make him look terrible.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Tobin Bell went on to have a stellar career because of that.
Hmm.
And then Shawnee Smith as well, obviously reinvigorated herself.
Yeah, absolutely. And she was brilliant in it. Like she delivers crazy.
Yeah, like I seen somebody. There was a debate on on the forums that I was on, and it was that term of who does crazy better.
Hmm.
And someone was like, it was between her and Sherry Moon for the Firefly trilogy,
Okay.
and I was like, it's not even a comparison in this one.
Yeah.
I was like, Sherry Moon wins that one, but like, I was like, everyone was like, oh no, she's so much better. I was like, she's really like, I like her and she's calculated and saw, but what Sherry Moon, I'm not a fan of Sherry Moon at all.
Uh-huh.
I was like, but what she brought to that Firefly trilogy was something different.
Right. It's like sometimes they just bring it in certain things. So
I don't know if you've had a chance to see any of our back catalogue when the thing about Rob Zombie comes up. I have the same statement every time it comes up. He
hmm.
needs to stop casting his wife because she cannot act.
But it's his wife.
I don't care.
But I'm saying he's gonna do what he wants to do and he's gotta live with her.
Yeah. I, I,
So
I've heard she's a really nice person off screen,
yeah.
but she can't act.
I don't know, but I would hope so.
She can't act on screen. That's that's just the long and short of it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I watched the Monsters. I seen her try to play Lily. I, I
Oh no.
could have put a stick on with a wig on, and I would have done a better job.
Maybe you should do it. Just make a remake with just stick puppets.
It might get better ratings than the other one did.
Maybe you'll have a whole new genre of filmmaking. Stick.
Remember I told you I was blonde. I am
Yeah.
straight.
No, I love it. I love it. I laugh because it's funny to me. I love it. So
But yeah, so there were five. Right. What would your favorite creature feature be?
Can we count Bram Stoker's Dracula as a creature feature?
No,
No. Okay. Hmm.
that's a vampire,
Then,
and
well,
that's.
some people count vampires as creatures, like creature features.
Do you know what?
It
If you had said to me 30 Days a Night, I'd have let it go because they were more creature vampires than Gary Oldman was.
That's fair, and I mean that's just probably my favorite.
Iteration.
Depi Yes, like when I think of vampires, that's what I think of. Is
Well,
I think of Bram
Gary
Stoker, Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman for me is the best Dracula, and Ian has. I think Ian's is Christopher Lee. He's the other co-host. Carl's is I think is Bella. But for me, Gary Oldman, like the movie is terrible. It's so bad, so bad.
I have to turn my back on you now.
Uh, it's like it's legitimately so bad.
Oh no! Oh,
I always used to love it, and then I watched it when I actually think and like Keanu Reeves found the fucking shit in that. I think he'd said I've read an interview where he said he was doing something else at the time as well, and he was just shattered doing it.
oh no!
Yeah, I like Gary Oldman makes the movie tolerable.
See, but I watch it for Gary Oldman. I watch it for
No,
the
yeah,
Dracula
if you watch it for
representation.
Dracula,
So
that's it.
I watch it
Fine.
for Dracula. So that's where I
Everything
am.
everything else is atrocious.
That and I love Winona Ryder. So I love Winona Ryder as Mina. So
Yeah. I mean, like there are good parts to it, but overall, for me, it's a relatively poor movie.
we can agree to disagree. That's fine.
I mean, like I love the Wrong Turn franchise, and a lot of them are
Yeah.
trash. So, my opinion is my opinion.
Oh
But
yeah. I mean, it has nothing to do with horror, but one of my favorite movies everyone thinks is a shit movie. So
what is it?
um, Showgirls.
The John Travolta one?
No, Showgirls. It's Verhoeven. It's got Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, what? No, did oh that's Dreamgirls. John Travolta did, wasn't it? Where he
Hmm?
dressed up as the woman.
Oh, that's Tu Wong Fu.
No, no. Is it,
You're talking about where John Travolta dressed up like a woman with John Leguizamo?
Dreamgirls, is it? Is that what it's called?
Oh, Dreamgirls? Are
I
you
might
talking
be
about where he's been a woman? Oh, Hairspray.
Hairspray. That's it. Yeah,
Hairspray.
yeah.
I was like, wait, what is it? What is it? Rolodex. Rolodex.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've seen the other one. I'm not a huge fan of Elizabeth Berkley's either. I like Saved
um,
by the Bell. No, I can't say I'm not a huge fan of her. I haven't seen her in much.
well, she didn't do much because when she did Showgirls, it won like 8 Razzies. It was literally deemed one of the worst films in history, and it ruined her career. And it's become a
Yeah,
cult classic now. And so now they show it at like Hollywood Forever Cemetery and like they'll have the midnight showings. It's become somewhat sort of like a Rocky Horror kind of cult following. So,
fair enough. I mean, Verhoeven has a couple of those in his locker.
Verhoeven is definitely one of those
Divisive directors. Like
oh yeah.
you've got RoboCop,
RoboCop, Basic Instinct, uh
Starship Troopers.
yes,
Which
yes,
is
yes, yes.
which
The
is epic.
Alien with the is that's the one with the alien, right? Or is
The
that
Bug.
RoboCop? I can't remember.
No, the Bugs
I haven't seen that one.
with Casper Van Dien.
Maybe I have seen that one. I've seen the one. I saw the one that got him kicked out of the Netherlands, where he was basically painting like the country as something they didn't like, but it was very truthful for the time. So
Oh, I've no idea. I might have seen it.
I can't quite remember. I know you can't find it anywhere right now. You'd have to order like a copy that someone has for resale on eBay. But
I've done Total Recall, Hollow Man, Turkish Delight. Jesus Christ.
I think it may have been Turkish Delight that got him kicked out. I think that's what the one it was.
Oh no, it is Jesus Christ. He's got some bad movies in here.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Yeah. It's got some good ones. It's got some good ones too, though. Basic
Yeah,
Instinct is good. Basic
base,
Instinct is quality.
Basic Instinct is awesome.
RoboCop is epic. Hollow Man is a little bit too um, grapey at
Hmm.
parts.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but Starship Trooper is probably my favorite one that he done. I fucking love it. I don't think I've seen Dreamgirls or Showgirls or.
Showgirls. Dreamgirls and Showgirls are two very different movies. One is Showgirls almost got an it actually has an NC-17 rating, and he was proud of it.
I don't know if that's a good what that is.
It's more explicit than R, but under X.
What's X porn?
Yes.
Okay, and what's R? R is Deadpool.
Yeah, R is every horror movie that there ever is, basically, unless it's PG-13.
See, we don't have that rating system here. Ours
Oh,
is
that's
ours is
right.
ours is 12s, 15s, 16s, 18s.
That's right. Okay, so I guess it would probably be considered. I don't know.
18.
Actually, I'm
I,
not going to pretend. Maybe 18.
I'm probably not going to watch it.
No, I mean it's definitely it was made in like 94, 95. It was made in Vegas, and I love Vegas, and it has a lot to do with like showgirls, like the backstage kind of like tumultuous stuff that goes on. There's just a lot of nudity in the film, and that's why it was given that NC-17
Oh, I'm in.
rating. So there's just a shit ton of gratuitous nudity in it. Like then that's why it has that rating.
I'm just
So
looking at it here. Actually, I think I have seen this.
I was gonna say, if there's a reason you don't like Elizabeth Berkley, it would probably be that movie. I'm.
I have seen this.
I was just about to say I'm trying. I was trying to remember the other woman's name who stars in it. But she's very well known, and she had a much better, longer career.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, Thing was good though. Like Saved by the Bell was good.
hmm.
Saved by the Bell was good. Gina Gerson is the other one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pam Anderson's in it, isn't she?
That's the new. Okay, so there's a new movie coming out called The Last Showgirl, and that's Pam Anderson. It just was filmed.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna watch that. But has I don't think it has anything to do with that
I don't
movie.
know. I'm just on
So
the cast. I'm on the cast list over here, and she's listed in it.
in Showgirls,
Yeah, Pam
this is
Anderson.
that's got to be wrong.
I don't know. This is Google. It's probably wrong.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. She's not in that movie. Someone must have accidentally, because you can go on Google. I used to work for a company that I did their marketing, so I know you can go on Google and change things. They
Oh.
must have put her in there because of the last showgirl that just came out. But no, she's not in that movie at all.
Yeah, I might have seen. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but I couldn't tell you what it was about.
Boobs.
I mean,
Mostly.
I'm in.
But no, yeah, it is actually about like a woman who you don't know too much about the backstory of her life or anything like that. She's quite a mystery, and she goes to Vegas and she wants to make it as like a showgirl, like in the show at the Stardust, which of course no longer exists. So, yeah.
I mean,
And it's
if you,
basically about her journey, about how she either does or doesn't get there, which she does, and just shit that happens. So
I mean, if you want to watch a good movie where you see Elizabeth Berkley get naked, you could just watch Any Given Sunday.
I've never even heard of that movie.
Never heard of Any Given Sunday?
Uh-uh.
Al Pacino, James
Oh
Ward.
wait. No, wait. Okay, so I've heard of it.
It's the
Didn't know
American
she was
football
in it.
movie. Yeah, she plays a prostitute in it.
Well, she kept a similar go around, I guess, for a while. I guess she got typecast after Saved by the Bell and then doing Showgirls because she did Showgirls to try and uh make her career more adult, and then it kind of made it go.
Game over.
Yeah, that was one of those where it was a career killer, unfortunately. Even though I love the movie, it
Yeah.
it did nothing for her back in the 90s.
But sure,
So.
I mean, I'm conscious of time. I don't want to run too long into the evening.
Mhm.
Ashleigh, we'd love to have you back on another day, and we can do all horror talk.
Yes. I would love that. That sounds awesome.
But we appreciate you taking the time to come on. I'm sure I'll drop you a message tomorrow when I watch that movie.
Yes, and thank you for having me. It was awesome, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun, especially when you get to sit and talk horror with horror folk.
Yeah, it's sharing that like same interest and like-minded people that I don't have a lot of people in my everyday life who like a lot of horror. So it's like they'll watch the movies I'm in, especially, but they're like, I'm only doing this for you. You know this, right? And I'm like, yes, I know. So
Thank you.
thanks.
Watch what happens when they cut my head off here.
It's like, watch this part, there's blood.
Surprise, surprise! In a horror movie, there's blood.
There
Who'd
are
have,
some that don't have
is
blood.
there?
I'm trying to think. I feel like the
That's a bold.
poltergeist. I
That's
was
a
gonna say I
bold
feel like
statement.
the poltergeist doesn't have much blood. It has more plasma.
It's got
It's got
real
like gunk.
skeletons in it.
It does. That was.
I'm sure there's blood somewhere along the way.
There probably is.
Um, there'll be one I'd have to figure out now if there is one that I've seen. There's probably kids ones. Monster Squad doesn't.
That's a horror movie. They have kids horror movies.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus is a kids horror movie.
Oh, I don't consider that a horror movie. I love Hocus Pocus, but I don't. I
It's
consider
still
it a Halloween movie.
it's
It's not
still
scary.
it's a kids horror movie like Beetlejuice.
Were they meant to be scary?
Dark comedy, black horror, or black is that what it's called? Black horror. It's like a comedy horror.
Like dark horror? I don't know.
Huh.
Dark comedy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're considered, but even as a kid, I never found them scary.
Yeah, I would always just say it's kids horror.
Oh, well, fair enough. Horror light, diet horror.
Somewhere along the way,
Something like spooky.
somewhere along the way, my youngest child has decided to become corrupt and watch all of them.
Ooh.
Uh, she's only 5, so she's basically 6. And myself and herself were watching Beetlejuice before Beetlejuice 2 came out.
hmm
And we didn't realize that she'd snuck into the sitting room and was standing behind the sofa watching it with us. And she sat there. She apparently she told me she watched it all with us, and we didn't know she was there. And I was like,
Well, she's sneaky.
good, good. But like, she's obsessed with Wednesday, even though she's never seen Wednesday,
Aw.
because
Has she
obviously
seen the Addams Family?
she's seen the Adams Family, yeah,
Okay.
the original ones, but she hasn't seen Wednesday because it's a lot darker.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like watching Sabrina versus Sabrina.
Oh, I did not like that new Sabrina.
I wasn't a fan of it. I tried to get into it, but I couldn't. But I'm a huge fan of the original, so.
Oh yeah, so would I be. I would have been, yeah.
Mhm.
But
So,
that's a conversation for a different day. Um,
absolutely.
Actually, as I said, it was a pleasure having you on, and we
Thank
definitely do
you.
a talking shop one another day about any different type of horror you want. Um,
Absolutely.
maybe we'll do a remakes episode.
Yeah, I've definitely been opinionated on that one.
Oh, there's a few touchy subjects in there, and I have a few hot takes on remakes too, that the listeners will know of.
Ooh.
Um, but what I'll do is I'll finish this the way I finish every single Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. In the words of the great George A. Romero, stay scared.